It's recording already?
I guess talk about the election.
Oh yeah, it's always good stuff. You voted already?
I did.
You believe in the voting? How old are you?
28.
So you voted in 2012?
No.
You voted in 2016?
I voted in 2020.
That was Obama's second term. I couldn't vote 2008, but I could vote 2012.
Yes, I did vote in 2012. I'm lying, because I was in college. That was my first time voting, actually, ever.
Yeah, mine too. All right, so we live, man. This is the Flexlanta. Pass me some of that gum. I forgot to get a piece. Just pass one of them. Yo, take this.
You out of the frame. You gotta just push the table back because it's still cutting you off.
Not as
You
neat.
gotta be moving and stuff.
Turn the camera. No, with the button. Hold on.
You not want your phone, your laptop in it? That's what it's showing out.
All right. We live, man. This is the Flexlanta Talk Show. If you listen to this is the this is the Flex Talk Podcast. If you're listening to us, this is Saturday, Halloween. We got a full moon. What daylight savings is tonight?
Is it?
I believe so. I don't know.
I thought it was tomorrow.
I think it doesn't
Or I
happen
guess
on
it
Saturday.
starts in the dead morning time. Okay.
We got a full moon.
Yeah.
The election's a couple days away. So there's just a lot going on right now. Definitely a lot going on. But I do have somebody on the show, first time on the show. First time, I guess, getting introduced to the brand, really. Definitely want to welcome you for coming, giving us some of your time. But go ahead and let the people know who you are. Let them know your IGs, your YouTubes, whatever you got going on so they can follow you. And then we'll just talk about, you say you got a couple boot camps coming up, right? We'll dive into that. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. My name is Olivia Wilson. My IGs are TheQueen92, and that's The with two E's. And then The Queen Fit is my fitness page. So if you're looking to hop into some boot camp type things, we're doing them via Zoom right now. Just so I have people that are kind of across the different states that want to do it with us. So we've been doing them virtually right now, but hopefully we'll be able to get back into the real gyms and stuff. Kind of still letting COVID kind of settle down just a little bit because the cases are still going up.
Yeah. London, I think just went, or they're about to go back on lockdown.
I think we're going to go back on lockdown, but I don't think they're going to do it till after the election.
That could be like next week then.
I wouldn't be mad though. I like the quarantine. I guess I've learned so much to work out at home now. And now all the stuff is available, starting to be available again, like weights and bands and all that.
As far as like ordering online?
Yeah, well, even in the stores though, because when the pandemic first hit, like I couldn't find anything. Like it was no weights, no bands, no jump ropes, like nothing. And I'm starting to see more stuff, but I still think people are kind of like, I went to the gym for the first time yesterday down here. I haven't been to like a real gym since the quarantine, since March.
And you said you go to Crunch. Answer this.
That was my first time going there. I just heard a recommendation about them, but don't really know too much about them. It was a nice gym though.
Hold on real quick. Janine, what's up? All right, well, say what's up. You on the talk show real quick. You next to the microphone. Just say hey.
Oh, my bad. What's happening?
Cool. But say it again.
The table is kind of a tax because it's really big and bulky. So honestly, if we're not going to use it, I really don't want to bring it.
All right, don't worry about it then.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yes.
Not bad.
You good?
People still following in. You know, you're the first person today, so you're kind of getting everything raw right now.
No, it's all good.
Until the rest of the team comes in and everything gets into play. But again, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. So you said you're cool with the quarantine. You said you didn't really mind working at home, but what did it affect your money being locked up in the crib?
Not really. I actually started making more money being in the house. I think everybody kind of got that little quarantine hustle on. That's when I started my own. The only thing is like, you know, working at home is cool, but you know, when you're ready to start lifting and stuff, it's kind of over for the home workouts. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Like, I'm ready to like lift and kind of do some more gains. So I miss the gym. But just to be healthy, you know, secluded gyms are better. Just not big open gyms.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite workouts to do? Well, I wouldn't even say that. What are your favorite body parts to hit?
I'm such a full body type person. I don't like arm days, leg days, chest days, because I feel like I just strain those areas on that day. And then of course you got recovery, but I don't know. I feel like I should be working on all my muscles as much as I can, just because I want to be as flexible and moving around when I'm older. And not saying that you do like total, you know, full force on all the body parts, but I just try to do like something with my arms, legs, abs, and do some booty workouts kind of every time I go to the gym. I like HIIT workouts if I'm not in the gym. And then if I'm in the gym, it kind of just depends on, that's when we start focusing on areas. So like yesterday we did legs and whew, legs still hurting, but you know, it's a process for me anyway. But those are pretty much, HIIT workout is probably my favorite. I'm gonna say that.
You do a lot of cardio and endurance training?
I used to do a lot of cardio. I just started like strength training for real. I stopped doing cardio because I'm trying to gain now. And I was doing a lot of cardio to lose, so I just do enough cardio to maintain. And then, you know, start doing strength training for real.
Yeah. Where are you trying to get your strength at? Or what is your strongest body part, I guess?
It would probably be my legs. My arms have no strength at all. So, but even on my legs, they're starting to get a little bit more defined. But like my grandma and my mom both kind of got chicken legs, and I kind of inherited it. So I'm trying to break out of that little
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Can't think of
Genetics,
the word.
I guess.
Yeah, that genetic thing. But I don't do, like, I do arms, but I need to do, like, more arms because my arms are pretty weak. I would say
How many
that.
pull-ups can you do?
Probably 10.
10 pull-ups. How many push-ups can you do?
I don't know. Probably like 50 if I go hard. But that got to be the first thing I do because I'm not a push-up type.
See who that is.
But I just started
No, they're in there. Go out there and see who that is.
I just started doing push-ups consistently though, because I was never a push-up fan. I don't like push-ups and burpees and that kind of stuff. But I had a trainer last year, and he just kind of, I talk to him when I need kind of guidance and stuff, and he's just like, well, you know, all the stuff that you don't like to do, try to add it into your workouts more. And then I just started doing that, and now I kind of do that with my own clients that don't like to do certain things. Just because all the exercise, it'll benefit you in the end, just knowing how to do them for real. And then the more you learn, the more you can kind of switch stuff up, and then you learn, like, what you're actually working on. Like, these are arm exercises, these are ab exercises, stuff like that. Like, I feel like sometimes people just go in the gym and they just start doing stuff. And I'm like the person, I can't be in the gym and not have a plan. Like, my workout got to already be written out before I even step
Oh, you
through
write
the
your
door.
workouts out? I never wrote mine out. So you can't go in the gym just off the top of your head?
Because I get in there and I'm just like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do everything. So for me to, like, focus, I'm like, let me write out, you know, what I think about, what I'm thinking about working on today. You know, I guess sometimes when you get in the gym, it might change, but I have a kind of like a general idea about what I'm going to do when I go to the gym. And it just started with me working out with people because people kind of like patterns and they like routines. And I was noticed that. And so I wrote the workouts out so that I make sure I'm not doing the same stuff over and over, being repetitive. Because, you know, you got to kind of switch it up. You can't do the same workouts all the time.
Right.
Because then it doesn't even benefit you after that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I got into writing it out. But I'm a journaler. I kind of write everything out. My thoughts. I got a planner. I write out my days. Pretty much all that stuff.
Yeah. Where'd you go to school?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio. So I went to undergrad at the University of Dayton. Go Flyers.
Was a Flyer? Yeah.
And then I moved down here. I kind of took a break from school. And then I went to Mercer University. And I got my master's in public health.
Okay. When you graduated high school, you were looking forward to college, or was this something you were just doing because you didn't have a plan, or did you have a plan?
I already knew I wanted to go to college. I wanted to be a lawyer at first, so I knew I didn't really have a choice. So I went to undergrad, majored in English, and I was in all the pre-law programs, all the frats. I worked at a law department, or intern rather. And by the time I got to like junior year, I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to law school anymore.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is I started taking like more biology or science classes. So I took a lot of biology to kind of cut up my English because I was writing a lot of papers. And then once I got into taking all these biology classes, or science classes rather, I got into like genetics and diseases and all that. And that's kind of what led me into going into public health a few years later.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Definitely cool. How you like it out here in Atlanta? What brought you out here? Was it specifically Mercer or?
No, I just wanted to live outside of Ohio. I've been wanting to move from Ohio since I was like 8. So when I didn't get to do it for college, I stayed because I ended up getting the internship, and then the internship paid for me to go to school. So it didn't really make sense for me to go anywhere else when you got an internship, a paid internship, and they're paying for you to go to school.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to just stay here another 4. I don't have any regrets, though. Like, I enjoyed going to school. Going to school there wasn't the same as living in the city. The school was like a separate entity. So it worked out. And then I didn't go home. I went home like everybody else, like on the breaks. Like, I didn't go home every weekend and stuff, just to kind of make it like a real experience for myself. But what did you say? I'm sorry. What brought me down here?
Yeah, well, I guess what brought you down here, yeah, that's what I asked you. What brought you down here?
Sorry, I get to rambling.
No, you good.
But I just wanted to have a change of scenery. I graduated from undergrad. I had moved back home, and I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work. So I was just applying to jobs, and I knew I wanted to go to grad school eventually. So I started applying to colleges in the South to work. And the crazy part is, I ended up getting a job at West Georgia, University of West Georgia in Carrollton, the countryest little city I ever lived in my life. But, you know, I got the experience. I was working there in admissions for like 2 years, and then I was like, this ain't it either. So I ended up getting a job at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Atlanta, and that's where I'm at now. So I work with teenagers, getting them college or career ready. But I also interned with the Healthy Lifestyles Department. So that's one of our pillars for the Boys and Girls Club. So I want to make sure that they're eating right, exercising. So I interned with that, and then I pretty much helped out at every athletic event we had. And then we had a nutritionist that came, so I would go to the nutritionist classes just to help out. And that's kind of probably what drove me more so into, I'm not personal training, but more so into my fitness journey. I'm a health coach. That's what I would think to say for myself, because I don't actually go work people out unless they have like a commitment. Because for me, if you don't eat right, all your working out is going to be in vain. It's all what happens in the kitchen, for real. Because you can eat right and still lose the weight, not even work out. The workout would be additional. So just trying to get people to first start in the kitchen and kind of changing the way they eat. And I'm just like, I'm such a moderation person. I'm like, you don't have to give it up completely, but you can't eat burgers and fries every day and work out and think that you're going to get the results that you want.
Right.
And so we start there, and then I ask them, like, you know, do you work out? Have you ever worked out? Would you be willing to work out? How many days do you work would you be willing to work out? You know, what type of workouts? Because a lot of people, you know, they don't like running on a treadmill. They don't like, they just don't like the exercise for real. So
Right.
you gotta try to make it fun for people. So I was like, I'm Greek, so I'm an AKA. I used to have my line sister just do like our strolls around the house. I'm like, you know, turn the heat up a little bit, put some long sleeves on, put the pants on. And I was like, I promise you, you're gonna sweat. And so she kind of just started doing that, and that was her exercise. Or she would do, you know, line dances, like wobbles and cha-cha slide. I'm like, all this stuff, as long as you're moving. The goal is to just move. I'm like, even if you walk for 30 minutes a day, you know, just trying to get your body used to moving like that.
That could be a boot camp right there. Have y'all come in and be an AKA specific boot camp, and y'all just stroll in sweatpants and long tee, long shirts.
I usually do that for my warm-ups, so I'm
Makes
totally
sense.
game for it.
That definitely something be cool to put together. And I know a lot of noobs, and you know they always doing their thing, so that'd be cool. I have to put a bug in somebody's ear on that.
Yeah, it'd be a dope collab. I'm totally here for it.
Hell yeah. What was my next question? It was about fitness. What is your? I guess I was gonna ask, what is your least favorite thing about fitness and working out and being healthy? Or which may be like your hardest thing?
Well, the hardest thing for me is the kitchen. I love chicken and fries. But I just had to learn, like, all right, girl, do you want this body or you want these chicken and fries?
Right.
And I guess for me, it was just discipline. Like, was working out all the time, but it was just like I wasn't eating right. So I still wasn't getting the results I wanted. So then I was just like, let me try to actually eat right for real. And I started like meal prepping and all that. So I had a trainer last year, 2019, yeah. And I lost 16 pounds with him, which was cool. And then we stopped working out because he is also a football coach. So he had to go back to practice. And I'm just like, I don't do the online. Like, that don't work for me. I need you to actually be here. And so this year, I actually started doing Herbalife. One of my homegirls put me on. She's my sponsor. And so I started using the products, and this is during quarantine. So we at home. So I just started doing like different workouts. I had the Beachbody app on my Roku.
Turn it back on.
No, what would I press?
Just don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I had the Beachbody app on my Roku, and me and my friends would FaceTime each other. We did it 3 times a week, and we would just do the workouts that were on there. And then I stopped doing that, and I was like, all right, it's getting good. The weather getting good outside, and most people at my complex weren't using the gym. We have an outside area that has like a tennis court, and on this side, there's a punching bag, like the little monkey bars. I guess you pull up on there. I ain't that advanced yet. And then they have agility ladder in the back, just random stuff that you can use out there. And there wasn't a lot of people going out there, so I was just like, well, since we social distancing, if I'm gonna be by myself, then I'm good.
Yeah.
And so one of my sorority sisters, she started working out with me too, became a client, and then we started working out together. And it just kind of took off from there. She was really the biggest driving force to my discipline, because she's like, come on, we gotta work out today. And I'm like, not feeling it. But we started being real consistent. We were working out probably 5 days a week. And then I kind of brought it down to 4. But that was the biggest thing, was just getting back into the groove of working out consistently and staying to my meal plan and using my Herbalife products. And so I lost about 10 more pounds over the course of the springtime. And I was like, now I look too skinny. So then I was like, all right, I want to gain weight. So that's what I've been working on so far. And so I'm kind of almost at my goal. My goal was 140. So we're at 134.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Getting close. Hell yeah. Let me check the camera, and then we can talk about some politics. But go ahead and tell the people about your boot camps.
All right, so I have fit camps. They're usually on Saturday mornings. We're trying to figure out days during the week that'll work out for everybody. But I'm gonna be going out of town, so I'm gonna be doing Fit Camp Vacation Edition. All of our camps have been on Zoom so far. We're kind of waiting on the pandemic to slide out a little bit more, so maybe next year I'll be a little bit more hopeful for doing more in person. A lot of the in person that I will be doing in November is gonna be very, very small, just because of COVID going around. But on my fitness page, again, it's The Queen Fit. All of the schedule is going to be posted. I'm posting everything tomorrow since it's November 1st. First of the month, new beginnings. So make sure you want to join. The registration will be in my link, which is in my bio, the registration link will be in my bio. Actually, both of my pages. So if you want to get into camp, you can definitely do that. We're doing it. They're only been $5. We usually work out probably about 40 minutes. Get in a good little sweat. Try to do it towards the beginning of the Saturday, so you got the rest of the day to do what you got to do. But we've been having a good turnout. We've been having fun. So it's been all ages. I had my aunt on there. I then had my line sisters, sorority sisters, my friends. So, everybody's welcome. I'm trying to get more guys to get on here. But I noticed I know a lot of lazy guys. And all the guys that I know that do work out are all coaches or personal trainers. So I'm like, shoot, by the time, they could get on, they either at a game or they training somebody.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me tap into my lazy friends. I need y'all to get on. But that's it far as the fitness. It's a lot more that's going to be coming in 2021. So just be sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. So let's dive into the politics then. How you feel about all of that? You vote early?
I did. I voted already. I vote in Douglas County. So I actually dropped I had an absentee ballot, but they have a mailbox outside of the county office that you can drop your ballot in. I've actually been seeing a lot of people get out and vote early. Early voting ended on the 30th. So if you're in Georgia and you still need to vote, make sure you get in lines. But I guess I'm just kind of being optimistic about this election. I've never gotten as many voter cards and voter texts and emails as I have for this election in any other election that I voted in. This is my fourth? Yeah, this is my fourth election that I get to vote in.
Why do you think they're pushing so hard to get everybody to vote?
Because we got to get this fool out of here.
You don't like Trump?
I'm not a fan.
How come?
Just don't see a lot of the progress that he made for America, and I feel like the longer we wait for change, the longer we're not gonna get it. I think.
You don't think he's trying to change?
I don't. I think that he's in this for himself and the higher tax bracket, but the middle class gets left behind and the poor people get left behind.
That bothers you?
It does.
What if you were rich? Would it still bother you?
Probably so. My goal is to be rich, but not famous. I want to go back home. I want to change my whole city. I'm from Dayton, again, so it's a very dying city. Like, a lot of the things that we had when I was younger aren't there anymore. There's literally nothing for the kids to do, go to.
All my family moved out of Dayton.
A lot of people have moved, and it's not... And it's like, that's my home. That's always going to be home. I love Atlanta, but Dayton is always home. So it's just like trying to make sure that my city is better for the people that are after me. It's going to be a little bit longer than after me now because, just trying to make sure that I have a solid plan. Like, I don't want to just go back and just like, oh, let's do this and do that, and then there's no action behind it.
Right.
So that's why, for me, it's like trying to, plan out what could we do for the city? Who could I have partner up with me? The investments, places, are we going to knock some buildings down? Are we going to build up? Are we going to revamp some things? I just want to make it a more thriving city. It was never like, the most poppinest city in Ohio, but, it was way better when I was growing up than it is now. So, yeah, I think the rich have to kind of just get off their high horse sometimes. Like, I saw what's his name, 50 Cent, talking about he doesn't want to pay taxes. And I'm just like, the taxes that they paid, they probably wouldn't even notice that it's gone. Like, the percentage of tax that they want to tax the rich is really nothing to them. So it's just like the middle class is catching all the taxes that the upper class should be taking for everybody. So it's like, all right, now the middle class got to take a hit, and then the poor people just stay poor because, you know, you still getting taxed, but you don't have anything.
What separates middle class from poor people?
I think the middle class are actually, you know, people that are working and are almost stable, if not stable. I think when you talk about poor, it's either lack of resources surrounding. So it just depends on the area that you're in, to me. But I mean, we're in Atlanta, so the homeless people are everywhere. And it's just like, I hate that because, one, we don't have enough shelters. The shelters we do have, you know, you got to get out in the morning because they got to clean and wait for the next group to come in at night. It's just like, for me, it's like, what happened to these people? You know, did they lose their job? You know, did they lose their home, their family? Like, what resources are out here to get them off the streets? And I get it, like, everybody, you know, doesn't want to help, doesn't want to be helped. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that are on those streets that need the help and would take it. So I think that we need to take care of those people. And I feel like a lot of times the rich aren't interested in investing in stuff for the poor.
Yeah, my question would be for you, and I just like to, you know, get stuff out of people. Why would you want to help?
Well, wouldn't you want to help?
If it has, like, nothing to do with you, why would you want to help? Poor people, because you might lose your job, but some people put themselves there. Just like you just don't get rich on accident, you get yourself there.
Yeah.
So being poor and homeless, you know, people do fall in rough times, but not everybody wants to help because they think that, you know, that's their fault. So coming from you, like, where's your characteristic and your, I guess, morals and values of why you want to help? Where's that come from?
Just for me, because I already feel like I'm not better than anybody. So you just never know. That could be you one day. So I just want to make sure, you know, to help as many people as I possibly can while I can. Just for me, working in corporate, I think I've seen a lot. And that's the stuff that make you be like, I don't even want to work for nobody no more. Because if you die today, they're going to post your job tomorrow.
Right.
And for me, I feel like there's not a lot of mentors with young people in jobs. So for me, I'm 28 now. So if I have people that are like 23, 24, and they're working at the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to work here forever, or do you want to do something else? You know, I want to be that person that, like, help you get to your next milestone. Everything that I didn't get trying to move up, I want to give to somebody else.
Yeah.
So same thing with the poor. Like you said, some of them fall on hard times. Like, I get it. I really get it. So it's like, those are the people I want to help. And, you know, some people are there for their own selfish reasons. And, you know, I don't judge nobody because you just never know. You can't say never because you never really know what you're going to say, do, happen until you get in that situation.
Yeah. So if Biden wins, how do you feel? Like, are you a Biden supporter or you just don't like Trump? Which one are you?
Okay, I do not like Trump and I do not support Trump. I think that for me, I'm willing to take a chance on Biden. And I say that only because everybody's like, well, it's the lesser of two evils. And I'm just like...
That's a horrible way of thinking.
Exactly. I was like, I hate that people have that kind of thought in their brain at all. But I get where people are coming from. So a lot of things that I research a lot. So when I go to vote, like, I want to know who's all on the ballot. I look at the judges, the police, the sheriff, like anybody that's on the board. I'm researching everybody that's a candidate because I want to make sure that we're putting the right people in office.
Right.
So far as Biden, I know a lot of people are talking about he was on the crime bill and he has like allegations for this and that. And I'm like, for me, I need allegations to be proven. Secondly, the crime bill was in 1994. It's 2020. So the things that he might have thought were right and, just back then may not be his same thought process now. I think a lot of people say that he's a closet racist. I don't know. He might be. He might not be. But we're going to find out. But my thing is with him, I think that he's trying. Like, he's been on the Breakfast Club. He's been very outspoken with the Black Lives Matter movement and trying to get things to be moved positively.
You think he's just doing that for niggas?
I think he's trying to get niggas on the side. But, I mean, what better way to do it than be out in the field trying? I haven't seen Trump anywhere.
Trump be places, though.
He be in the wrong places.
He be where the money at. When people was protesting for George Floyd, he was with Elon Musk watching a spaceship go up.
Right.
People got mad because he wasn't speaking up. But shit, he had bigger things to deal with. So
that's not big, though?
Not to him. It's not putting no money in his pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, my thing is, like, I like to talk to people who hate Trump, because I don't hate Trump. I didn't vote for neither one of them, but I don't hate Trump, and I like listening to both of them. Even when Obama was running against McCain, and then when Hillary was running in 2006, I always like to listen to both sides of the story, no matter who I vote for. Mm-hmm. So when I talk to people that hate Trump, I really try to I want them to tell me why they hate him. Even when Obama was president, when I talk to people who hate Obama, tell me why you hate him. Like, I just want to know, what is it that people hate about him? And so for Trump,
I don't hate anybody. Strongly dislike.
But okay, so what is it about Trump that you dislike so much?
Hasn't shown me anything as a president. One, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. And I get that. You're running this country like a business. But when you're working with people, you can't do that.
But is he working with people?
He is. The president doesn't make any of these decisions, honestly. He kind of goes with what the House and the Senate end up voting on. But the crazy part is, a lot of them follow him. So, of course, if this is what your leader thinks, then you're going to go with that. And also, all of the people that he had, all the people that are starting to go to jail or get exposed, you feel me? They were riding for him. But now that, they're going to jail, he's like, oh, well, cool.
That's
business. About it. Exactly. And I feel like, I get it. Like, the country kind of be run a certain way. But I feel like the way that he ran it, he dismantled politics as a whole.
I think he needed to, though.
And I think that it needed to be dismantled. But I also think that there's nothing that he could do that would fix it.
Yeah, he would. I think he's going to rewrite the Constitution.
And what is he going to put in there that's going to benefit everybody besides the top rich people? Because he's only working towards helping them. But you have to think, you're running a country. Everybody's not rich. So you're not doing shit for anybody else but them. So where does that leave us?
Well, I mean, shit, it comes down to one of those points. It's like, it's not his fault that you're not rich or
it's not my fault either. I'm trying to be rich. But there's a lot of shit that's holding us back. We're also 400 fucking years behind. White people already had
talk to me about that, 400 years behind.
Like, a lot of black people don't know how to run a business. Customer service be trash. The follow-up is trash. The service sometimes is trash.
Now, is that black people or just people who just don't know how to...
I'm speaking on my people because I don't know about anybody else. But I'm saying there's a lot of things that we have not learned and seeming like we don't want to learn in order to progress. But there's also a lot of people, and I'm not even going to say just black people, but I'm speaking about us because that's who I'm focused on, honestly. Like, that's who I am.
Are you happy we integrated?
What do you mean?
Like
as a whole?
Yeah, like, are you happy we were accepted into their system?
Into whose system?
The white people's system.
Well, how are we accepted into their system?
When we, like, when you don't see colors only signs no more. Like, we go to school together. I guess my question is...
I mean, there might as well be signs at this point.
Nah, I honestly think we should have never became part of what they had going on. I feel like we should have just stayed our... We had to stay at our own schools, had our own stores, had our own currency. But for some reason, during this time, they wanted to be a part of this European society so bad and wanted to be accepted. But you got to look. They were fighting to be accepted and have all these rights. These people that run all of this shit are gonna, even if they say, hey, we're gonna give you the right to vote and hey, now you're a person, I think ultimately they're just saying that just to give us something to talk about. But at the end of the day, I don't think there will ever be a change until, like you said, this whole thing is dismantled. So I honestly think we should have stayed on our own. We should have had our own schooling. We should have had our own policing. We should have had our own agriculture. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to be a part of this system where we're not succeeding, we're 400 years behind. So I think us trying to integrate with them instead of being segregated might have hurt us.
But I think staying segregated probably would have hurt us too.
We would have hurt.
But
Why
the
do
only
you mean
reason
by
I say
that?
this is because although there were some people that got the advantages, like when we were slaves, to learn how to read, and they were teaching white kids how to read and stuff, there's a lot that weren't. So we still would have been behind.
We would have had our own language. We would have had our own
would've had our
society.
But
wouldn't-
we would have had to completely stay separate.
For sure.
And I'm not saying it's not possible or wasn't possible back then, but I think just for the resources and things that were out there, it was hard to do just the stuff for us. You know what I'm saying? Like the schools that we had versus the school that white people went to, trashy. You know, even now, living on one side of town, you could go to a school that's completely different than the other side of town. I went to every hood school there was in the city of Dayton. Every single one, because there were like 2 good schools, but they were far. And if you don't live in the district, then you couldn't go.
I feel like we should have never integrated.
But
I feel like we should have had our own stuff because we would have came up with our own stuff to teach in schools. We would have came up with our own everything. It just would have been a divide. Like, y'all don't come over here. We don't go over there. This is us. Y'all don't police us. There's no laws. But
then you don't understand other humans. Like, then you only know what you know. And I think that I agree that I think like we need our own political party. I think we should have had our own schools and all that. But that's why I went to a predominantly white institution. I went to hood schools my whole life. I've seen black people my whole life. When you get, and we have to be realistic about where we are now. When you get in the real world, there's not a lot of jobs where it's just black people. Most of the time, you're going to be in a diverse setting. And you should want to be in a diverse setting. You should want to learn about other people, learn about other cultures besides your own, just so you're well-versed. So whoever you meet, you know how to interact with them. Doesn't matter what setting you're in. And I think that that's the biggest thing for me right now is just, that aspect of having different cultures to learn from and understand and see how other people do what they do. That's my take on it, just because we're in this situation now.
So where you see us in 20 years?
I pray that we have our own political party. I think everybody should have their own by then. I think each, race should kind of get their own, and then we kind of go from there. But also, I think in 20 years, it just depends on what presidents and what people we have in the House and the Senate. By then, I definitely do. I don't think it's going to be a quick change. I think anything that happens politically is probably going to be after us, to be honest. I think we'll be kind of on the tail end, like how my grandma got to finally see black president. I think it'll be like that for us when they stop democracy, honestly. But
So we'll go into a dictatorship?
I hope they just create something completely new. I don't know what that would be just yet, but like for us, the system
It's not made for us. It's
and
not.
it has to be completely broken.
The Constitution has to be rewritten. That shit is from 1776. It has to be rewritten. And I think Trump will rewrite it. So my next question is, how do you feel about the MAGA quote or the Make America Great Again slogan? When you see that and you see somebody wear it, how does that make you feel?
That's on them.
And do you know what it means?
Make America Great Again? I don't know if there's a deeper meaning than trying to actually make America great again, but I haven't seen.
Do you know what he's trying? Do you know what making America great is like? What he's trying to do to make that happen? No. You ever looked it up? You say you do a lot of research.
I have not looked up nothing about that slogan.
You should look it up. It's very interesting. Like, do you ever watch Biden's rallies and stuff? You watch Trump's rallies?
I do. I have seen some Trump rallies.
Yeah. The Make America Great slogan, a lot of people feel like that has to do with race. Do you feel that way?
No. To me, but also, like I said, I haven't really researched it.
Yeah.
I feel like at first, like if I was the president, you talk about make America great, like you want to increase the, the job, decrease the unemployment rates. Healthcare should have been a situation that is beneficial to everybody. The justice system is still shitty. I haven't seen anything that has really been made great.
Yeah.
Or again,
Well, I mean, you don't see.
I don't think it was ever great, but
Yeah. Well, there was a time where America was a powerhouse. I don't think we have that stronghold on economy anymore. China has that stronghold,
we're in
and
debt with everybody.
because we sold out. And so this is what Trump is trying to do. I listen to him. I listen to everybody speak. What Trump is trying to do is not trying to sell out and not trying to be in debt with people. He's trying to bring back all of these big corporations back to our land so our people aren't employed. There aren't as many homeless people. Because now, like, let's use, for example, Detroit. Detroit, they took Ford out, and what Detroit is just a terrible city. It's always been a terrible city because literally that city was ran off of that plant. And so what a lot of these presidents have done these past couple of decades have sold out. They've sold out their companies, they sold out their people because instead of keeping this business here in America where I got to pay my employees $15 an hour, I can send it to China and pay the kids 25 cents a day and get the same work done. So what Trump is saying is he doesn't really like that. Well, he doesn't like that shit because like you said, he's all about the money and the bottom line. So he wants to bring these businesses back here so it can put more money in our pockets. But
the way he's going about it, to me, is the issue. You over here.
But you're a businessman. You don't got no businessman friends like making a lot of money. They rude. They don't give a shit.
And I get that, but when you're working with people, and all these people that are government officials are still people at the end of the day. So you're bullying them and you're talking all this shit. That doesn't make them want to fucking work with you. It doesn't make them want to help you. Anything like that, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, as rude as people are and all that stuff, they're still people and they're still humans at the end of the day.
You don't think that money talks?
I know money talk, but I'm not, if you're coming at me crazy and shit, there's nothing else we're going to discuss until, you feel me, you got to put the money up first. But also, we don't have anything to put up. We are trying to get shit from other people. So you got to the approach is everything, in my opinion. Also, I ain't no politician. Obviously, he ain't either. I just started my business, so I don't know all these business tactics and practices the way he does. But I think that if he had better intentions, it wouldn't have been so bad. And that's just what I think on it. I know he got bigger shit to worry about, but at the end of the day, you haven't done anything, for the people that need you the most.
But you don't see the effects of a president until a couple of years after they're done. Right now, we're seeing what Obama did for us for 8 years. We're not even seeing what Trump has done for us.
And we probably won't. There won't be anything probably to show.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason people got CBD. If it wasn't for him, there would be no CBD stores. He legalized hemp. He legalized in 2018 the Farm Bill companies to grow hemp. So that's why we're seeing all these CBD stores popping up because these companies finally can grow it. Because before him, all these presidents legalized cannabis grow, like for us and big companies. What Trump realized was like, for what? Let's legalize it, but just let the big companies grow it. We can take the CBD from the plant and then sell it to the people that can't buy weed legal. So I think we see.
Well, you could have just made weed legal for everybody.
That's dangerous. I don't want that though.
All of that.
You smoke?
I do.
I smoke too, but I don't. You're in favor for legalizing weed?
I am.
Why?
Because people do it anyway.
Yeah, but what about? Okay, I think the only reason I don't want it to be legalized because what they're gonna do is now they can stop you. Cause I drive a lot when I'm high. I think that's something that I'm worried about. I don't want to get stopped randomly and just get a test. So I think keeping it decriminalized is cool. But legalizing it completely.
I think that's just gonna place limits on people. It's the same thing with alcohol.
Yeah.
You could get pulled over even if you don't look like you're drunk, and you could still fail the DUI test. So it's the same thing, honestly.
I don't want that shit legalized, man.
Do. I think it's crazy that people are making millions in these corporations off weed, and your local drug dealer on the corner is gonna go to jail for 100 years. So that's crazy as fuck. But also, just because it's a thing now, people are way more accepting into smoking,
It's
into
like a
weed,
cigarette
and
nowadays.
honestly, marijuana is way better for you than a lot of these medications that you take. So I
Mm.
think that it should be legal, but that's a whole different topic for another day.
Yeah.
But I guess I need to go read about this "Making America Great
Yeah.
Again" slogan.
Just-
I will, and I
and-
don't think that all of his intentions were ill, but I think
He's a piece of shit. He's a
yeah,
businessman though.
he is who he is.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So he ran the country like he would have ran one of his businesses. But I just am optimistic, and I'm hopeful that somebody will come and make some change. I voted for Biden, so I got some belief in him, and if he disappoints.
So Biden comes in, you think
You're upset.
what you think that's gonna be like Obama part 2?
No, but I think that it will be a different flavor to this soup that we've been getting with Trump. And only because, like I said, he's been a politician pretty much his whole life. I think that he's been able to see where he might have went wrong in the past and be able to make those corrections now. Because I think, like you said, people, or not like you said, but I meant, like I said earlier, people can change. And so I think that this is his time to go ahead and fix everything that he kind of fucked up back in the day. Like that crime bill was shitty. That's the reason why a lot of black men end up going to jail for drug charges or whatever.
Clinton too. Clinton
Yeah,
had
he was on that bill, and people don't say shit about that. They loved Bill.
They loved
and
Hillary.
I'm like, he was on the crime, but they all signed it.
Signed it.
Also, this was 1994, and it's 2020. So I would hope that people have changed, or at least you've seen how the system is and how it's affecting different people. So as the president, you like, damn, this is shitty. Like I'm gonna have to switch it up because, like I said, it's for us, and then it's for the poor people, because those are the most people that get arrested, the brown people and the poor people.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm optimistic. I'm just hoping that I'm not even worried about the president at this point. I'm worried about the local level, because that's what matters the most. Those are the people that make laws and stuff for my county, for my city, and that's who I need to be worried about.
Those are the votes that are counted to the president. See the electoral votes. Our votes, when we go vote for the president, is literally just a popular vote. But when it comes down to pick the president, they pick the states. So like you said, if you ain't picking your local people, if your state is blue, it's going to continue to be blue. If you're not changing it to red, no matter who you vote for with the presidency, it's your state that's more important. So for sure, that local shit is important. Why you don't think that's pushed on us so hard?
I think a lot of people don't know. It is out here. Like, you see the signs every day, but you don't think nothing of it.
Right.
And I just talk to people, and they're like, well, I don't really care, or I don't really know. And it's just like, well, you should care.
It's more important.
You go to court, that's what court you're going to.
Yeah.
And the same people seem to be judges, the same people to be sheriff, or the same racist ass people that have been there for 40 years.
Because we don't
know. The day you don't vote is the day you let them stay in office, because the people that are voting for them. But that's how I feel about the local election. I think it's very, very, very vital for people to start understanding how to vote locally and just being more aware. I think it's out there. Of course, the presidential stuff is more broadcasted or marketed. But, if you are actually watching TV, like, the local commercials come on too. You just got to be vigilant about, what you're looking for. But I got to run. It's baby shower.
Oh, 1:45. All right, let's sign out real quick. Go ahead and drop your name again so that people can find you.
Again, it's The Queen 92, two E's on both names. And then The Queen Fit. So y'all go ahead and follow me, and it was awesome to be here today, and hopefully we'll be doing this a lot more in the future.
Oh yeah, I love doing the talk show, love doing the podcast. We like to get deep. We've been doing this for like 3 years now. We have excellent conversations. And it's open discussion, man. I'm glad you can have a conversation without, getting mad or annoyed. Yeah. Because, like I said, I like to pick people's brains. I want to really get deep and really learn how you think. But you're more than welcome to come back on here whenever you want. If you just want to come on here and vent about some shit that just happened to you another day, even if it's nothing to do with fitness, you're more than welcome just to come and vent, get it off your chest. This is what we supply the vibes for people. So, anything else you want to say before we get out?
I appreciate y'all. Follow me.
Yeah, it's a full moon, guys. So make sure you turn your clocks back, watch the moon. Just be safe. It's a lot of crazy stuff might happen tonight. It's Halloween. It's a Saturday. It's cold. So y'all be safe, man. We about to sign out. She's got to go. I'll be right back. Peace.